Viewer discretion is advised.
Awesome sauce! Hello to Awesome Sauce Radio. I am your host, Blind Adam Wonders, the comic pimp. I hope you're all having a lovely Tuesday night. This is Comic Crusaders, www.comiccrusaders.com. You can always catch the replay on Demon Seed Radio, www.demonseedradio.com on Sunday nights from 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern, 4 to 5 Pacific. Before we start the show, I just want to give a shout out to Britt Liberty and to Adriana. I can't wait to hang out with you guys on Thursday night. I think you guys are tuning in live. Love you, girls. I also want to say if you're going to be in the New York City area on Saturday, June 17th, I, Blind Adam, will be at the Big Apple Comic Con. It's at the New Yorker Hotel. And you can catch that from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And if you can also check out my good friend over at 9-8 Wednesdays, I would appreciate that because 9-8 Wednesdays is awesome sauce. Now, I would like to finally get a question answered, which we've been asking 20 years. Who let the dogs out with our guests? Tony Fleecs, Trish Forstner, the creative team, and the creators of Stray Dogs, the Image Comics.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, how are you?
Trish let the dogs out, not me.
Ah.
I let them back in, though.
Yeah, they said to go outside.
I guess we all let the dogs out. Even though mine is sleeping behind the green screen. Not like the last time, right, Tony?
Yeah, your dog had a cameo on the show last time. It was very cute.
Yeah, so how does it feel to have the hottest comic book in the market today at the moment?
Sucks. I
Really?
don't like it. No, it's great.
Said no one. Said no one ever.
It's very cool. I mean, we've just been in our houses mostly this whole time, and so we haven't really got to be out there experiencing what it's like to have a hot comic. I went out to a couple signings, like a small convention, and had just like a small taste of it, and even that was just like crazy, like unimaginable. It's very cool.
That's Trish, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've never experienced anything like it, and it's just amazing.
That's awesome sauce. So you have something coming out called Stray Dogs Dog Days. What is that all about?
We're working on it right now. It's basically like an anthology. It's going to be a 2-issue thing that comes out towards the end of this year. And it's the way the plot of Stray Dogs was set up, it moved really fast. And we had a house with a ton of dogs in it, and we had to really zip past some of them sometimes in order to tell the story the way we wanted to tell it. So this is sort of like an anthology series where we get to go back, and each one of those dogs gets sort of like a story to shine in. So each one of the dogs will get a story, and it'll sort of tell you a little bit more about their life or their personality, or sometimes it's like how they came to be at the master's house, or sometimes it's just like a sweet little story about them and their owner, or sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's funny. So it's just sort of like a nice anthology book, sort of as like not a thank you, but just sort of like we were so happy that people liked our characters and liked our book that we wanted to. It was always in the plans that if people dug it, we would do this thing where we could sort of give them a little bit more of these dogs, and not have it be like a cash grab or something, but just something that's just like we have a little bit more to say. The way the story ends, it's not like sequelable really. not to spoil anything, but we didn't want to be completely done with the dogs just yet.
Okay. So, how's the response been to your upcoming CGC signing in September?
As far as I can tell, a lot of people are into it. You know, I just get to see what's coming up or what people post on our Facebook group, the Stray Dogs Facebook group. But you know, they're very excited. At least the folks that are sending books in. They're taking pictures of however many books they're sending in. They're telling us how many books they're sending in. It's very exciting.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from CGC yet as far as like how much they've gotten. And I assume they'll probably get more closer to the deadline. But yeah, it's exciting.
So, what made you guys decide to include the commission with the remark with draw someone's pet option that's there?
Trish, do you have an answer for this?
Well, a lot of people ask us to draw their dogs, like all the time. That's like the number one request. What better way to do that than with one that can be graded, one that can be, a keepsake for all time. I've heard from people sending in, they're using it as memorials for their dogs that are no longer with them. They're using it as a way to, to give a gift to someone. I've seen some responses about that too.
Yeah, I was thinking of sending a picture of my sidekick, and as she's starting to get older, I'm thinking I may want something to remember her by just in case.
Oh.
She found out she has a bad heart recently, so.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we did drawings of people's dogs for when retailers would get incentive covers, like there's a Blair Witch cover and a 7 cover. There's all these like extra harder to find lower print run covers that retailers would get done for themselves. And as a thank you to them when they do those, if they worked with us, we would draw their dogs on the back. And one of the retailers that we worked with on that was like, you could put together something.
Excuse me,
really like this.
Just one sec. Al, can you please bring out the It cover from Bird City Comics? This is a great example of that.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, that one has.
Hey, that's me, hit Laura. Here's your 3 shout out for the night. Love you guys.
Yay, Bird City! Woo! These are my peeps.
What's their dog's name?
Their dog's name
Penny?
is Penny.
Penny. That's right. Blind Adam, did you know the dog's name?
Yeah.
Amazing. That's a famous dog.
Oh yeah.
She's a good girl.
She's a good girl.
So that's a beautiful cover. I'm amazed on what that goes for on eBay now.
Us
too. We should have got more of those.
I should have bought them back when they were like $50-something. I was like, ouch.
Wait, what are they going for?
But let's see. You guys did something for Transformers versus My Little Ponies.
Yeah.
So did your cover for issue 2 come out?
Yeah, that's it right there. It's up.
Yeah, my story is in that issue, and his cover's on that issue.
So what was it like collaborating on that?
I don't think we really collaborated too much, but we did show each other, like, because I'm horrifying at keeping secrets, and so like I wanted to at least show off the fact that I could draw a robot. I did it.
Yes, you did great. Our collaboration on that was more like, because we were still working on Stray Dogs at the time, Trish would show me pages and I would just be like, that's great, draw faster. Get done with this thing. What's this? Ponies? No. Dogs. She drew fast as lightning. She got right through that thing. It came out great.
Yeah. 10 pages. Fastest I ever did 10 pages.
Killed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my story is in the next issue, in issue 3. I wrote and drew and colored a story that's in the 3rd issue of that, and then I did the covers for all the issues.
That's awesome. There's some great covers too.
Thank you.
So, speaking of other covers, the final cutoff or the Stray Dogs final printings hit this week. What was the thought process behind releasing those? And if Al could please show the final cover that I have for issue number 5, because that is my favorite out of all of them.
Dracula. Yeah.
That's a good one.
The thought process behind them, we're just trying to keep the books in print because Free Comic Book Day is coming up, and there's sort of like this time in between Free Comic Book Day and the trade paperback coming out where we want shops to have copies of the book because the Free Comic Book Day reprints the first issue. So, like, we presume people will get that Free Comic Book Day and then go like, oh, I want to read the rest of this. And it would be nice for them to be able to just go into a shop and grab 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we wanted to have one more, set of printings out there. And they had just done with Department of Truth this final printing thing where, for them, their trade's out or soon to be out. And so they're just like, all right, we've gone back again and again. Let's do one last run at this so people who want this in single issues can get the single issues. And so we were just sort of, Image was like, we just did this with Department of Truth. Do you want to try and do the same thing? And we were like, that's cool, yeah. And then people seem to like those movie posters so much that we were just like, okay, let's just do another run of those. And we had to do them very quickly last week. So we were really racing.
Oh, wow. I really love that one with the crow homage.
Oh, thank you.
I'm completely biased. I'm sorry. I can offer no unbiased opinion on that. I love it. I love both the crow and the dog.
Yeah, that one's got Trish's dog on it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want that on a t-shirt.
Man. All right, now you're talking. I
Yeah,
hadn't even
right?
thought of that.
Yeah, I know you guys are kind of have to wait for Paramount for what you guys can do with merch, but I'm still waiting on a t-shirt, a Sophie plush, anything.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let me make some plush. Oh, let me do it, Paramount, please.
We're trying to find our way around it. I don't know if Paramount has the rights to dog toys, so maybe we can do Stray Dogs dog toys. Their lawyers were pretty thorough.
Dog toys. Air quotes around that word, dog toys.
Oh yeah. So what other My Little Pony stuff do you guys have coming out, if any at all, besides the Transformers crossover?
Oh, I'm pretty much done with My Little Pony for now.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, I did a cover for issue 100, and then the main series ends at 102. And then they're continuing with miniseries and stuff. They've got one coming out right after that called Generations. So there'll be Pony Comics, and I'm working on some other Pony stuff, but for right now, nothing that we can really talk about at all.
That's fine. Who wins in a steel cage match? My Little Ponies or the Stray Dogs?
That's tough. The dogs are more vicious.
But Pony's got magic.
They do have magic, yeah. They've taken on some very powerful creatures. I feel like it's still ponies at this point, but if we keep something like this, we might have a shot.
The ponies would find a way to turn the dogs to their friends. Yeah.
That's
They
a good
probably
point,
all
yeah.
have a pizza party at the end or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Just something I thought of.
It's the crossover that everybody wants.
Yeah, we'll get
I'm
into talks
hoping
about
that
that.
Image and IDW can open the forbidden door to make that happen. That would be awesome sauce.
Yeah, we haven't crossed over with anything, so we're not really in the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon yet. Ponies crossed over with Transformers, so now you can get Back to the Future in there and G.I. Joe because they've crossed over with Transformers. But we're still on an island unto ourselves. We've crossed over with no one.
Yeah. If you guys could cross over with anyone, who would you want to?
Trish, do you have an answer?
No. I hadn't thought about, like, I mean, I know that, Garrett Gunn wants to do a crossover.
I want to cross over with Oliver and Company.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Just so like those dogs could show up and just start singing and dancing, and our dogs just be like, "No, it's very serious. What are you doing?"
Yeah. These aren't streets of gold. We gotta run.
What are you doing with those sausages? He'll smell them. Get out of here.
Killing me.
Any updates on the Stray Dogs movie?
Not really. None that we can talk about. It proceeds apace. They're working on it. There's been no bad news, but there hasn't been like that one big good news that's just like, we're rich. They're making a movie.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
I wish. Knock on all the wood.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
My pleasure. So, I guess, what advice would you give to an artist or a writer looking for someone to collaborate with on a project?
Well, that was tough. I really lucked out with Trish because, she hadn't done a ton of comics before, but I just really loved her artwork. And so I feel like the way that Trish and I got together wouldn't be the way that I'd recommend anybody else doing it. Like I wouldn't say like everybody's going to find a Trish,
That's nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Find a collaborator. I always tell people, like at first try and do as much as you can by yourself, because like if you have a story you want to tell, or if you have a voice that you're trying to develop, like my first stuff I did by myself, and when I was sort of like developing my style, my voice, I was doing comics by myself, and I feel like it's good to sort of get that out of the way before you start reaching out to collaborators. And even if you can't draw, like if you write well enough, you can sort of figure out how to make it work. At least to sort of, get a few stories out of your system, and then that way when you go reach out to collaborators, you have something to show them, like, like I'm not BSing, like this is the sort of stuff I want to do. And then, then it's easier to find somebody that you can get on the same page with if they know what you're up to.
Oh, wow. Trish, do you have anything to add to that?
I just, made myself available, pretty much for the whole project. So, as far as finding a collaborator, I was lucky. He found me.
Yeah, but you, like, not to interrupt, but like the thing that you did that I could tell right away that it was going to work was that you were down to work. Like when we started throwing around ideas and drawings and stuff like that, like you were very involved and very engaged. And that's sort of the thing when you're when you're finding newer people to collaborate with. It's just like everybody has their own life that they're living, right? And so you don't know if this person has like a family they got to feed, or if they have like a job that takes up so much of their time. Like you don't know what their whole situation is, and you're just trying to find somebody that situation works with your situation or your project situation. But I can tell with Trish right away that like our deal was going to work out because she was so engaged and just so on board with the project.
That's awesome sauce. What advice would you give to someone just breaking into the industry?
Me, hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, I was down with the idea to begin with, but of course, even the early times when I was trying to just get covers, it was just, be available, or just keep hustling, keep asking, keep, poking around. Somebody will give you something to do eventually. that's what it worked for me.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah, you sort of wait for opportunity, and when the opportunity strikes, you got to strike too. You know, like Trish has worked very hard when our thing started, but the same deal when she does. You know, when she got her first pony cover, like she turned around designs for that right away, and same with me. You know, like when I first started talking to editors, if they wanted to see stuff from me, I would turn it around immediately. You know?
Yeah, don't make them wait.
That's great advice. Thank you. Have you guys seen the Black Widow movie yet?
Yeah,
I have not. I heard it was good though.
I liked it.
Without spoiling it, Tony, what did you think?
A perfectly very good Marvel movie, upper tier, mid tier. You know, like it's not. I like my least favorite. I think is Iron Man 2, and it's way better than that.
All right, at least our least favorite is both on the Iron Man. Mine was Iron Man 3.
See, I like Shane Black so much that I can't make myself not like Iron Man 3. You know, I feel like I'm sharing my love of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and the good guys with Iron Man 3. Were you saying, Trish?
Well, I was going to say, even the, what is it, the bait and switch with the villain? Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, sure, mistakes were made.
Somebody had a bad discussion over coffee for that movie.
Yeah, definitely.
I still enjoyed it. I don't care.
Yeah, there's no really that bad of a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I've just watched it again. Me and Tone, who works on Stray Dogs with us, we're drawing over at a buddy's house this afternoon, and he had bought the Black Widow on Disney Plus, so we put it on in the background. It's very charming. Like, I liked it. I love Frances Pugh. She's great. We did a Stray Dogs cover that had a Frances Pugh homage. Or Florence Pugh, sorry, Frances. How could I?
Cool. So it is pronounced Florence, not Francis. All right, thank you.
I probably mispronounced it.
You corrected something
the
with
wrong name
fucking technology. It was making me wonder. I do have one idea for casting when the movie comes out that I want to get your reaction to.
It is.
Tara Strong as Sophie.
Interesting. I mean, she's only good at voices, so I can't imagine her being bad at Sophie. Yeah, I could see that. Like a sort of in between Batgirl, Twilight Sparkle.
I thought maybe she's bringing a little of that twang that she's been using in Miss Minutes to it as well.
Yeah, for sure. Trish, thoughts?
I don't know. I'd pick someone with a softer voice, but Tara Strong's great. Don't get me wrong. She's totally great. I love her and pretty much everything she does. But I'd get someone softer.
Interesting.
Interesting. What are you guys watching and are reading at the moment?
I'm catching up on Lucifer right now.
Great show.
I was I was a season behind for like the longest time, and I binged up to season 5 part 2. So that one just came out, I think, in May or June. Don't quote me. But
it's just one of the two. Every month is like blending into each other this year at this point to me.
Yeah. But I really enjoy that show anyway. I'll watch anything with Tom Ellis in it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's got Amy Garcia in there for me. So
yes, and I love her too. She's writing some good stuff with IDW. She wrote a couple issues of Glow.
Didn't her and April Brooks Mendez have that Glow series out? That's AJ Lee for all you wrestling fans out there.
And I mean, Glow is a great show, so you know it could only be a great comic. So
I didn't even know that Glow comic existed until about 2 weeks ago. So.
I've been reading. I started reading the Nice House on the Lake, James Tinian's DC book. That first issue was real creepy. I'm reading the second issue right now. Reading it like it's going to take that long, but I'm halfway through it. I've been busy.
It's in my TV pile.
Yeah, it's super good. The first issue for sure. And then I like that Image book, The Silver Coin, which is like an anthology horror book. It's sort of like not like O. Henry stories, but it's like these short one-issue horror stories that all sort of tie into this silver coin that ends up in different unfortunate situations. And it has art by Michael Walsh, and then the writers are all different people. So like the next issue is written by Jeff Lemire, and the last one was written by Ed Brisson, and Kelly Thompson did one, and the first issue was Chip Zdarsky. So it's just like a ton of cool writers and a cool artist, and they're just putting out this neat sort of horror anthology thing.
That's cool. I have not had a chance to check that out ever. So it's
check
in my ever growing long box / to read pile.
Yeah.
How excited are you guys for conventions coming back?
Super excited.
Yeah, pretty excited. Trish is going to Baltimore Con as a guest this year.
Yep.
I'm going to a couple
When is Baltimore this year?
Baltimore is October 22nd, 23rd, 24th.
I have a previous engagement that weekend. I will not be able to make it.
What are you doing?
I have a wedding to go to that weekend.
Okay.
Well,
That's
this
fair.
is happy news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who's getting married, so that weekend's booked.
Awesome.
I'm going to a few shows. I'm going to Cowtown Comic Con in Texas at the end of this month, and I'm going to Rose City Con in Portland, and a couple other ones. I've been so out of practice doing conventions that I am having trouble keeping track of which ones I'm doing and not doing. I think I'm doing the Bakersfield show here in California. So I'm hoping that I haven't double booked anything, just because I'll go like, yeah, I think I could do that. And then I'll find out if I can or not.
Yeah, outside of the Big Apple Comic Con this weekend, I'm still figuring things out, because I'm now slowly but surely getting back to normal after the last year and a half of craziness with that.
Yeah. So you're going out to Big Apple this weekend?
Yep.
Who are you going to see?
Let's see. When I'm not manning my booth, I'm actually looking forward to getting some books signed by Rob Liefeld.
Cool.
Awesome.
So, excuse me for a minute. I had a brain fart.
You're all right.
What? Give me a second. I'm having a brain fart, and I don't know why. Give me a second. Just take a sip of water.
Trish, when are you going to see Black Widow?
When it's free on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. You're waiting it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you guys watching Loki at the moment?
Oh, yeah. That wraps up tonight at midnight.
Yep. Do you guys have any predictions for, how it's going to end? Will it be Kang? Will it be one of the Lokis?
My buddy predicted today that he thinks it's going to be a Loki, and that sounds like the most likely ending that like fits with the story. The dork in me wants it, of course, to be like a Kang or a Doctor Doom or somebody unexpected, Apocalypse or something. But it feels like it'll probably be Loki, or it could be Mobius too, right?
I think it's Miss Minutes.
You're on the team Miss Minutes.
Yeah, I don't trust her. She's a paper pusher.
I do feel like she knows more than she's letting on.
Yeah. I think she's like the head bureaucrat, and she knows exactly everything that's been going on all along.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, though. That last episode was super fun.
Yeah. The trade paperback comes out in September, right?
Right.
Yep.
Will
September.
it have any extra material in it?
It's going to have the covers, the A and B covers, and we're not sure what all else is going to go in there. We have to put it together next week, so I'll have more information 1 week from now. But it's just going to be a regular trade paperback. I mean, yeah.
Nice.
We're not doing like a big crazy behind the scenes. We're so busy working on Dog Days and on covers and stuff that we don't really have time to put together like a big Criterion Collection version at this point. But maybe at some point.
That's awesome sauce. Outside of all the variant covers, including store exclusives, what was your favorite to either draw and or see?
Trish, what's your favorite? The first issue?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That second printing one?
Yeah, that one. The movie poster. Well, my movie poster one. Like, if I had a movie poster with my characters on it, it was issue 1, second print, and that's my favorite.
Well, excuse me, is the second print the Pet Cemetery cover?
Oh no, it was just a red cover, predominantly red, with all the dogs in various expressions. It's not homaging anything, so it's just kind of like my own. It was kind of like, what would I do if I had like a Avengers Endgame style poster?
Sweet.
You know,
yeah, all our second printings were red, and they were all sort of story-specific covers. So the first A covers and then the second printing covers were sort of like story covers. And then we mostly did movies for all the other ones because that seemed to be what the people liked.
And of the movie ones, I'm torn. Like, The Thing was a really cool looking one. I really enjoyed that one. I don't know why, but for some reason the silhouette of Rusty there, it just looks really freaking cool. And then any of the ones with Roxanne on them. Evil Dead, The Crow. I'm so biased. It ain't even. I wear it on my sleeve, people.
Yeah, the Evil Dead one came out really good.
I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and pay the full retail on that Crow cover.
How much is that?
I've seen them going for like $30 already on eBay.
Oh, I would strike now. That seems like a bargain.
Yeah, I saw one retailer, I think they were called Brain Comics or something, who had a bundle of all the final prints and the 1 and 10, but it was sold out.
Yeah, I feel like best to claim one of those Crow covers before it gets too wild out there.
Yeah, I think that's good. So, what are your thoughts on the Stray Dogs back issue prices right now?
I wish we had points on those.
Right?
It's crazy.
Jeez, I've never seen anything like this. Now, look, I say this as both a new person to comics and a new person to collecting comics, because to me, it's kind of like, you know, how Pokemon cards blew up. And I have a bunch of Pokemon cards. It's like, you know, you get that one card and it's like it pays for your whole set. So now every issue is basically like that.
Yeah,
I was shocked when I saw the price for issue 1 cover A's, and I was still sitting on a stack, and I'm like, nice.
I mean, obviously the prices are driven by the speculator interest to a certain extent, but what I'm sort of proud of about it is that a lot of what got the book to their attention in the first place was just that people really dug the story and the art, you know, and that I like, because I'll watch those YouTube shows where they do, you know, like, why is this trending, or why is this, you know, trending up? Why should you buy this comic? And so many of them are like, oh, this person's going to show up in Loki, or this person's going to show up in Black Widow, or whatever. And so it was cool I mean, we optioned our book, but people didn't even know about that until recently. And so definitely at the beginning of it showing up and like the prices going up on the back issues was just sort of driven by reader interest and good word of mouth, which, I mean,
And
like,
it's such a great story.
it feels amazing, you know, like all you want is for people to read your stuff and like it. And that was a real nice,
you got like folks like Scott Snyder using your issue 1 as like a tutorial.
Wait, something like a Scott Steiner?
Yeah.
He used your book as a tutorial?
Yeah, it was kind of like a once over. He used it as a little short film about the writing process because Tony wrote such an elegant issue 1.
On Wednesdays, he does like a writing class on his YouTube channel, and a couple weeks ago, he used our book as the example. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know I brought this up on both of your individual episodes, but if there is a sequel, is there a chance we can have a service and or a seeing eye dog join the group?
Yeah, I mean,
and if there is a seeing eye dog, can the seeing eye dog come with a stray human being? Like his blind companion just winds up getting thrown in there too.
the lone survivor is the blind person. Yeah, I'd be all right with that. When you mentioned it the last time, I felt so stupid because I was just like, what a great dog to have in the mix, you know, somebody that would be so much more capable than these other dogs. And so, yeah, I wish we would have done it the first time around.
Yeah, because I always joke with my dog. I was like, if you were seeing eye dog, you'd be able to show me where the pen dropped.
Yeah, exactly.
As she's licking her bone or whatever, or, you know, looking at her tail or just sleeping.
I've taken a very holistic approach with my dog. I haven't tried to train him or anything. He's a rescue. I just figure he probably already knows some stuff. So he would be a terrible seeing eye dog because I don't even think he understands what I'm saying at all, ever. Like if I say, come here, it takes him like 10 times before he's like, oh, he's probably got treats over there or something. Hold on a sec. He knows we're talking about him.
I saw him walk past you a little bit ago.
He's around.
At least your guys' dogs are animated, not like my little buddy who just is so content sleeping on the bed.
Well, my husband took Eve for a walk, so she's out and about right now in the humidity.
Smart.
Aw.
Your dog was very animated last time.
Yeah, that's because I tried to try to kick her out because the other people in the house were coming home, and I just wanted an hour to myself, and then it worked out so well.
No, they don't like that.
No.
Can't type.
If let's say there is, if I was to put on Vegas odds, what are the odds of there being a Stray Dog sequel after Dog Days?
Not great.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the way I feel, and I think Trish feels the same way, is that like you leave a better impression just having one really good story than having like two pretty good. So you're like one really good one and then a pretty good one. Like I'm really proud of the way the first story turned out, and like I said before, not to spoil it, but like it would take some real wrangling to sequelize it in a way that felt as natural as the way that the first one, without having it feel contrived, you know?
Well, like,
how do these dogs get back in trouble, or is it new dogs or whatever?
I think about like certain films that should never have had a sequel, like The Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
Why did we need a sequel to that? That movie was so a masterpiece on its own. You didn't need to spin it off into Timmy's Journey or whatever the hell it was. You know, I think that the more you leave to people's imagination, the better for us, anyway.
Yeah, I like the idea of just leaving them with a good feeling. Actually, every Don Bluth movie, with the possible exception of The Land Before, or not Land Before Time, but American Tail. So I do like A 5 Goes West, but that might just be nostalgia.
like I said, then like I said, how many sequels do you get before you get Indiana Jones Thor: The Crystal Skull?
Well, in that case, 4, and that was from 2 geniuses. What could we possibly come up with?
Right.
There just seems to be some sequels that you can. It's like, okay, I guess they lost all the money from the last couple movies and concepts. Okay.
They just got handed sacks full of money, and they handed us back that. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, in comics, Dark Knight Strikes Again. Like, it's something. It's definitely different and interesting, but it's not The Dark Knight Returns. And I don't think that really, in that case, one of the best comics ever. It doesn't really take away from The Dark Knight Returns, but it's definitely an asterisk. Like if you get the essential or the omnibus, what do they call them? Absolutes. You get the absolute, it comes right in there.
All the above at this point, I think.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, I also like that idea, like as a continuation from like the Batman the animated series continued on in the comics, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, but as far as our story goes, I like it being a nice little, like, here's your nice little story, all bundled up, has a nice ending.
It's like I don't think that ending could be topped. The way it ended is, without spoiling it, is a really nice way to have the story end.
Thank you. We have talked about only a tiny bit, but I think about it more and more. Like, if we ever like sort of George Lucasing it, like if we ever had a chance to go back to it and do like the.
That's what we're gonna call it now. When you improve upon your original.
Like the special edition. Yeah, I can think of like pages or panels that we would pop in there. If we were doing like, the complete, like a giant hardcover, masterpiece edition or whatever. But I don't think anything would happen after the end of the series.
It would look like what they did in The Lion King when they put those extra scenes in there. Like half the movie would look completely different.
Yeah, new song. We could put new songs in this. I think that.
I still have not seen that version of The Lion King yet, and I'm scared.
You're pure like that.
Oh, it was actually, I took my first girlfriend out of high school to go see it. All the way back in the day. That's like one of the first movies I ever took a girl to was The Lion King.
I love that movie. I saw that movie 11 times in the theater.
Mamma mia.
Wow.
They changed my life. I'm sorry.
That's awesome sauce. And I still love James Earl Jones' voice in that movie.
Of course.
It does it. Iconic.
Yeah. Do you guys have any store signings coming up in the next little while?
I do for right after the final printing comes out. I'll be at Third Eye on August the 7th. I want to say that's the date for that. From 12 to 2 or 11 to 1 of those times. And then I will be at Collector's Corner in Parkville on Free Comic Book Day.
When is Free Comic Book Day?
August 14th.
That's the 14th. Okay, I have to put that on my calendar.
Yeah, I'm doing Free Comic Book Day at Golden Apple here in Los Angeles, right first thing in the morning.
Hey, Ryan, what's up?
Yeah. And then I'm going down to the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach. They got 2 locations. I think I'm doing Saturday and Sunday at their second location. But they're doing a Free Comic Book Day cover for our book. So that'll be like the only place until the internet that you can get that if you're collecting covers.
So they're doing one of their variants on Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah, one of their customers is the guy that directed Jason Goes to Hell. And he was a big fan of the book, and so he was like, could we do a thing where they do a Jason Goes to Hell cover and then I could come down and sign it with them. And I was like, that sounds neat. I'd like to meet that guy. And so then me and Trish had to figure out how to do, because if you remember the Jason Goes to Hell poster, it's like a Jason hockey mask with a worm crawling through its eyeball.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a tricky one to figure out how to make that into dogs, but I think we pulled it off pretty good.
Okay, I had to call the comic book. All right.
Yeah.
So
that's on Free Comic Book Day, and then me and Tone, who does the layouts for our book, Tone Rodriguez, are working on something with the Nerd Store in Utah at some point. So that hasn't been announced yet, but that'll be a thing too, a store signing.
So sometime in 2022, I'm actually going to be, and I'm going to be very vague because I don't have all the details finalized yet. But I'd definitely like to invite you guys to be my guest up here in the Big Apple.
Okay, love it.
I have some. I'm putting my hat into the comic book and pop culture event game, and
Okay.
I'd be honored to have you guys be my guests.
Comic Pimp Con.
I don't know. Unfortunately, I thought about calling it that for a minute, and then I was like, I can't market it.
Yeah, and then what if real pimps show up? They can be territorial.
No. So I'm gonna get like all the parent groups, and
Oh yeah, all the parents will come.
they're gonna be that's when I'll get the 1 year at New York Comic Con where it was the Christian protesters outside the Javits Center telling all the fanboys and fangirls that they were going to hell.
Well, they'll show up no matter what you call your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So I think that about wraps it up. Where can my audience find you online?
I'm at Trish Forstner on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Trish Forstner on Facebook. And I mean, if you want to follow me on Facebook, that's fine. You're mostly just going to get a bunch of memes and, probably pictures of my food. I don't know.
Yeah, you can find me same on Twitter and Instagram at Tony Fleece. TonyFleece.com is where I sell my original art from My Little Pony and Star Wars and stuff. And we have a website, StrayDogsComic.com, where not a whole lot goes on the website, but we do have a mailing list there that you can sign up for. And that, every time there's something new you can order or some sort of news, we usually blast out an email about that sort of stuff. We don't spam people, but we do try and keep people informed. And there's a Facebook group on Facebook that some fans set up for Stray Dogs that has just a ton of people. It's a cool community. And
Yeah,
there's
it's 400 plus members now.
500
Oh, wow.
plus.
Holy moly! I blinked
Yeah.
and it hit 500.
Yeah, and they trade covers and sell covers to each other and talk
Donate
about
to charity.
Yeah, yesterday they gave a bunch of money to our dog charities.
So what dog charities you guys have going? Because that's amazing.
I support CHAMP, Chesapeake Area Alaskan Malamute Protection. They are building a kennel right now so that they can have more dogs, and so that they can train them on site as opposed to having to foster so many of them.
Oh, wow.
And I got my dog from the California Bull Terrier Rescue, and so that's the one that I try to send money to when I can as well.
That's awesome. Also, if anyone wants to check out Leader Dogs for the Blind out in Michigan, they're a national seeing eye dog school who help people who are going blind or blind obtain seeing eye dogs. That's also a great. That's my dog charity.
That's awesome.
Actually, they taught me how to walk with a cane, so whatever I could do to help them out.
Yeah, amazing.
You can also catch Trish over on Friday nights over. What's the name of the Bird City's Friday night show?
Nearing Nerdvana? I'm a regular guest on that show.
Didn't they just up you to co-host?
I'm an honorary co-host, I guess, on Tuesdays for Comic Book Women. Their show's actually on right now.
Cheating on.
So that's what I'm competing with on Tuesday nights. I
love
love
watching
Laura.
Trish on
I
there.
love Laura. I love Lucy. I had to subscribe to her Ghost channel. She's still doing it.
Yep.
My favorite part is when they fangirl out over Trish on that show. That's my favorite. I feel so proud and happy. They're just like,
you still
Trish is
doing
back. We love
episodes of
Trish.
Modern Playbook, Tony?
Let's say it again.
Do you still pop on the Modern Playbook?
Oh yeah, I go on that show whenever they invite me. I'm very attainable. As you know, we've done just a great many podcasts, but I like those guys a lot. I like getting in there and mixing it up with them.
Cool. They have that amazing drinking game they do now. So
yeah, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys for all the friendship and support. Thank you for being guests on the podcast, and I look forward to sometime in 22 having you guys back on again.
Love to, yeah, be great.
Absolutely.
Have a great night. Take care.
All right, thanks, Adam. We'll talk to you later.
Well, everyone, it's your host, Blind Adam Wonders, the Comic Pimp. This has been Comic Crusaders, www.comiccrusaders.com. You can always catch the replay on Demon Seed Radio, www.demonseedradio.com on Sunday nights. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, if you're specifically listening to the Comic Pimp. You can also catch me this weekend at the Big Apple Comic Con at the New Yorker Hotel on 38th Street. I forget their exact address because I'm a moron. But Rob Liefeld is the guest of honor, so if you ever want to meet Deadpool's daddy, this Saturday for 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. is your chance. Once again, I want to shout out my good friend Britt Liberty. I'll see you on Thursday at the Cheesecake Factory, San Diego, South Beach, Adriana. Also, if you can check out my good friends over at 9/8 Wednesdays, the only place where you can get a slab new book on a Wednesday. Tell Mr. No one says you love me, Rob Paulson, that Blind Adam sent you. And always remember, you don't need sight to have a vision. It's not what happens to you, what you do about it. This is America, where the streets are paved with gold. So take the first step, which is the most difficult step, and turn your dreams into reality today. Be a pimp. Be a positive, inspirational, motivated person. Kick ass and take names. I love you all. Have a great, blessed, abundant weekend. Blind Adam out.